Poverty is not created by the poor people. Poverty is imposed on them. They are the victims of the system. So in order to change the system, we have to give them the tools.
He revolutionized banking to allow low-income borrowers access to credit. He has enabled citizens of the world's poorest countries to create profitable businesses and inspired millions worldwide to imagine their own potential.
Professor Yunus is proving that all it takes is a little financial credit and a dose of human kindness to help the poor progress out of poverty. Feeling helpless and longing to ease the suffering of Bangladeshi villagers during the 1974 famine, he gave 42 of the most impoverished a total of $27 in loans to help build businesses. It was a gift of freedom they all happily repaid. Their success sowed the seeds and inspired him to create a global economic model, now known as microcredit, that continues to blossom today. Yunus founded the Grameen Bank in 1983, and today, over $9 billion in collateral-free loans have been dispersed to over 8 million borrowers, a recovery rate of 98%. Professor Yunus believes credit is a human right and unveils the true potential of the borrower.
If you look at Bangladesh for the last 25, 30 years, I think the most dramatic thing that happened to Bangladesh is the empowerment of women. It's a women have completely different kind of a status today in Bangladesh than it was ever before.
Her name is Fazilun Begum. She also joined with the Grameen Bank before 27 years. She also received 60,000 taka from the bank, and she uses this money for the fish culture. She leased a pond from the villagers and she cultured the fish there.
Before they had access to loans, women's status was marginalized. But once they engaged in business, the social structure of the village changed. For the first time, they got together socially. They talked about business strategies. For the first time, they had a sense of self and personal growth. The economic, social, and political impact of social business is what California State University Channel Islands students target and experience.
Young people take a lot of interest, but classrooms don't teach social business. So we need to bring the academic world integrated into these ideas. And I was very happy when I met Professor Rush, president of California University, Channel Island. And I was very impressed that Professor Rush and his faculty members are dedicated to create a new kind of generation.
The next generation of business, political, and social leaders is sitting in our classrooms today. They are the ones who will inherit vast global concerns such as climate change, environmental degradation, malnutrition, and poverty. As educators, we are committed to giving our students the tools that prepare them to face these challenges.
To me, he's a legend. And the fact that Muhammad Yunus has this affiliation with Cal State University Channel Islands is huge.
California Institute of Social Business. Their education is education for the future. They want to have education not based on the past. So this institute becomes the kind of seed developer. So that seed can now be replicated everywhere.
He's considered one of the most influential men of our time, not because of his politics, he has no political agenda, and not because of a financial agenda, but because he has dedicated his life to the alleviation of poverty through the empowerment of women.
So the system is not working now. This is the best time to redesign it, recalibrate it, so that we don't go back to the same normalcy. Because if you go back to the same normalcy, you'll go back to the same crisis today or tomorrow, someday later. So we have to get out. We have to create a new track. Social business becomes a very important piece.
California Institute for Social Business, Channel Islands.
We have time for a few more questions.
Sure.
As you know, this is a very big day for the university here.
Indeed, it's a very historical day, I must say.
the California Institute of Social Business, the first of its kind in the world.
Whole world, yeah.
In a nutshell, how do you think that institute is going to promote social business around the world?
Like you're curious about social business, there are many here who will be curious about social business. Institute's job would be to make it clear to people. What is this social business? They will have courses, they will have training labs, they will have students, business people coming in, trying to design social business and see what is the meaning in that. And address the problems they see around them. Like if they are designing a social business in California, for example, they will probably look at the welfare system. People who are on welfare year after year can't make a job, can't find a job. So they will try to create a social business to get people out of welfare. That will be their social business.